check this out. Someone posted about having gone to their local comic shop and found a copy of Isom #1 for $2 in the bargain bin. Weird way to throw away trash. Yeah. Over on Ripiverse Detractors subreddit, let's lie to our customers again, because why not? They don't give a shit. All right, so the Alpha Core Day 71 sales. This is by, I believe, Chris Bacon, who's just been killing it with keeping track of the numbers over at the Ripiverse. So much so that they kicked him out of the community because the numbers, the factual numbers, were just too upsetting for them. They couldn't fucking handle it. And they didn't like somebody reporting them on a daily basis. So the Alpha Core Day 71 sales caught his attention, to say the least. He went back and reviewed after assessing the inventory to make sense of it. I've written a couple of previous pieces about the Ripiverse lying to their customers about product availability, but this time it was so blatant and with the product that you would think the people who bought it would want to remain limited. But no, these motherfuckers are seeing a stalled campaign and are trying to prop it up at the end. I told you all before, you've been duped and you have been had. Now, if this doesn't push it over the edge for you, then just admit to yourself that you are part of a cult and save yourself the time of trying to justify these actions to yourself, and just say to yourself, self, I am willfully ignorant, and I do not care about the indisputable facts. I will do what I'm told when I'm told to do it, and I will buy whatever I'm told to buy. So, an email/tweet went out about these CGC signature books. Let's focus on these Isom 2 books. Hey, Ripiverse. As has been hinted at on live streams, after accounting for covered damaged casings and receiving the associated replacements from CGC, we have small quantities remaining of CGC Signature Series copies for Alpha Core #1, covers A, B, C, and D. Whoa! But it gets even better. After assessing the inventory on the Alpha Core #1 books, we did the same for Isom #2, and are happy to announce we also have a handful of CGC Signature Series Isom #2, covers A, B, C, and D. This is a fantastic opportunity for anyone who missed out on either slab books the first time around. On either slab book. Please note that no specific grade is ever guaranteed. However, your CGC books are sent directly from CGC Signature Series, so their authenticity is. Thank you all to our collector fans. Act fast, because these won't last. So, apparently after assessing the inventory, they were happy to announce that they have a handful of CGC Isom 2 cover A, B, C, and D that were found in the bowels of the warehouse. Yay, you gullible motherfuckers. Now, this is where lying meets fuck the customer. Again, I thought these books had all sold out. Is the Ripiverse inventory system really this bad? And again, none of these should have been available after the end of the Isom 2 campaign to begin with. So, right here, Isom #2, CGC Signature Series. Meaning by, for anybody that's not aware, meaning it's signed by Eric July, I presume. Signed and graded, sold out. Cover D, sold out. Cover A, sold out. Cover B, sold out. Now let's go back in time, because the internet is forever. But before we get going, let's preface it with this, because these figures will be important as we move forward. This is the CGC census for Isom 2. This is from the CGC, for anyone not familiar with CGC. They are a company, one of two, primarily, really the most prominent one, that grades comic books. Meaning, they take it and they go, oh, it's in this level of condition. It's in good shape, bad shape, medium shape. Those aren't actually the types of shapes that they give it, but they rank it on a scale of 1 to 10. Almost nothing gets a 10. Pretty much any brand new comic fresh off the fucking printer is gonna get like a 9.8 generally. Like I have right here next to me, I have Nova #1, signed by Addy Granoff, who did the cover art for that series. This was right after the Annihilation comic. Whenever Nova got fucking god moded, went from a C list to just fucking god tier character, and it's signed by him. It's a signature series as well. It's graded at 9.4. So very good condition, just not the best. There might be some like little white flaking in the spine or something like that. I have no idea what it is that made them grade it that way, but nonetheless. So you can go to their website if you're a member and sign in, and and I don't know if it costs to be a member. I really don't. I might be able to just join. But you can see how many books they've graded of any issue that they have graded. So here you've got Isom, issue number 2, first appearance of all this bullshit. Campaign exclusive, blah, 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 blah. There are 0 mint conditions. There are 10. So that's like mint. 9.9 is also mint, I suppose. Yeah. So as you can see here, the point we're trying to look at is that there are 1,687 total graded copies of Isom number 2. Okay. Well, that's pretty impressive, right? I didn't know there was that many. Honestly, that's a lot of comics, I guess. It's not anywhere near like, the guy wants to talk like he's competing with Marvel and DC or some bullshit. And it's like, well, when you're even selling, I guess he sells like the first campaign, he sold something like 50,000 comics. The second one, he sold a little bit less, and then it's dwindling. But okay, so keep that number in mind, 1,687. Okay, so keep that number in mind, 1,687, because when this was promoted, the campaign, this is Isom number 2, signed and graded, signed by Eric July, blah, 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 blah. Encased in CGC with their gold signature series label. Guaranteed at least a 9.6. No more than 1,600 copies will be available for purchase. Wait a second. What was that number that we were just looking at again? Let me make sure, zoom in, make sure we're fucking really getting this shit, okay? 1,687? Isn't that more? I think that's more. I think that's more than 1,600. Do you have evidence of this? Now, I might be more inclined to believe you if I didn't have all these other examples of Eric July lying, just like, full stop, got evidence of him lying, right? It's a vibe, huh? Yeah, that's fair. Hey, you admitted it. I might be inclined to just go, yeah, that's a good explanation for it. But why didn't he just say that? Why did they act like, oh, we just like accidentally lost some in the warehouse or whatever? And like they're coming up with all this bullshit to say that they just happen to find a few more, right? And it just happens to be at the end of, I get what you're saying. He over-ordered, right? Accidentally or what? Like, I don't know. The point is that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because he guaranteed to early adopters of the campaign. This is part of the campaign, the campaign itself, and like getting in on that campaign is that this will be limited. And the reason that they do that is because these are collectors are trying to get a hold of these comics because they're going to be guaranteed limited. The reason that comics can be worth anything in the first place is because they are limited to, the print run. So if he's saying there's only going to be 1,600 of these, period, graded, signed, slabbed, as they call it, that's telling investors, collectors, oh, I need to get one of those because I know for a fact that it's never going to be any more than 1,600 of these. FOMO, exactly. Thank you. It's FOMO. Artificial FOMO. Yes. So really, it doesn't matter what the cause was. Maybe he over-ordered. Maybe he had some extras because he knew some would break or something like that. It's possible, sure. It doesn't matter. He should not be selling any more of these ever. Because
respect the customer.
Weird. That seems incongruent. Does it not? True. I mean, I don't know. This seems like not only not respecting the customers, because what he means by that, what they're referencing with whenever he says that is they've built this narrative, this, kind of complex narrative they've established that Marvel doesn't respect the fucking readers or whatever. And that's just like, it's stupid because for one, the people that complain about this shit, they're not reading Marvel comics. But then also then you get like Dan Slott has been mean to trolls on Twitter before and shit like that. And so they go, oh, this Dan Slott doesn't respect the customers. Things like that. But really, respect should be, applied broadly, and I don't think that lying about the literal number of graded signature series issues that you're going to be selling, getting a bunch of people who are only buying that partially because, or sometimes exclusively, I'm sure, because of the fact that it's limited to that run, and then going, yeah, let's sell some more. Now that people have bought that shit. It is the definition of a fucking scam. Just it's a scam. It's a grift and it's a scam. I've been telling you all this. Been telling you, and a lot of you already know it. A lot of you don't need to have any more evidence shown to you to know that it's true. But I will keep showing evidence as long as I have to hear from these fucking people. They show up in my comments. They show up in my chats, and they blah blah blah. And Hey now, Chandler. Isom is not a white man, okay? But he's not a fucking token either, okay? He's not a fucking token.
I'm right.